The Soviets aimed their nuclear missiles at a hot dog stand, right in the middle of the Pentagon. Their satellites watched it every single day. Hundreds of generals gathering at the exact same spot. Moscow's conclusion: secret bunker entrance. It was lunch break. But here's what's wild. They weren't entirely wrong. There was a plan. A deep underground bunker designed to survive a nuclear strike. Approved, nearly built, stopped by a single curse word. What really lies beneath the Pentagon is far more complex than most people realize. Until now. 16 months. That's how long it took to build. The largest office building in the world. A project this size normally takes a decade. The man behind it was Leslie Groves, the same general who would go on to build our atomic bomb. Groves had a deputy, Major Robert Furman. His orders were simple, always available. No going home, no exceptions. So Furman did the only thing that made sense. He built himself an apartment right inside the walls of our Pentagon. No windows, no permission, nobody knew. He'd vanish at night, show up again in the morning like nothing happened. His colleagues called him the Ghost. Furman later became a secret agent on the Manhattan Project. The apartment wasn't discovered until officers started searching the walls. What they found was never made public. But Furman's apartment wasn't the last secret this building was born with. Our Pentagon has twice as many bathrooms as it needs. No security concept, no coincidence. It's a relic of racial segregation. Virginia law in 1941 required separate facilities for white and black people. Roosevelt refused to put up the signs. The bathrooms stayed, the segregation didn't. 23,000 people come to work here every single day. 5 rings, 5 floors, 28 acres. Every point in the building reachable in under 7 minutes. Bigger than 3 Empire State Buildings combined. This isn't just a building. This is America. Right in the middle of the Pentagon, there's a courtyard. And right in the middle of that courtyard stood a hot dog stand for decades. Unremarkable, small, completely ordinary. For Soviet satellites, it was the biggest mystery of the Cold War. Every single day, same scene. Hundreds of our officers, our generals, our intelligence people, all of them flooding to that exact same spot. Moscow analyzed the footage for weeks. Their conclusion was clear. Secret bunker entrance. It was lunch break. But here's the part that stays with you. The Soviets aimed their nuclear missiles directly at that spot. Our people knew it. And they sat there anyway, every day, eating their hot dogs. Directly in the crosshairs of a Soviet nuclear weapon. The stand got a nickname, Cafe Ground Zero. That's who we are. People who stare down the unthinkable, give it a name, and still show up for lunch. But while our generals sat there eating, something was being planned right above their heads that almost nobody knows about even today. And what came out of it would have changed the world forever. Imagine you're the President of the United States. An aide puts a plan on your desk. He says, "We want to build a bunker more than half a mile beneath the Pentagon, deep enough to survive a direct nuclear hit. You listen. Brief pause, then you say, "That's the dumbest idea I've ever heard." That was Lyndon B. Johnson, 1965. And just like that, he killed the most ambitious military plan in American history. But let's back up. 1962. The Soviets have their hydrogen bomb. Our bunkers, not deep enough, not hard enough. McNamara draws up the plan. DUCC. Deep Underground Command Center. 2/3 of a mile underground. Connected to the White House by secret tunnels. Elevators running straight down from the offices of our top leaders. 15 minutes, and the president would be untouchable. Kennedy gets the plan on his desk. Weeks later, he's assassinated. Johnson inherits it and kills it with a single curse. His exact words were never officially recorded, but eyewitnesses say he made it clear he had no intention of hiding in an expensive hole while the rest of America burned. The project was stopped, officially, because in 1977, declassified documents surfaced. The Army Corps of Engineers had been quietly working on a new underground command center. The documents were published, then disappeared from the website, without explanation. And 3 decades later, something hit this very building that proved no bunker in the world could have stopped it. It was a perfect fall morning. Blue sky, no wind, 72 degrees. 23,000 of our people came to work. Coffee, meetings, just another Tuesday. At 9:37 a.m., some of them saw a shadow. Too low, too fast, too close. 1 second later, nothing was normal anymore. American Airlines Flight 77 hit the west wall of the Pentagon at over 500 miles per hour. The building that was built to protect America was on fire. And now comes the part most people have never heard. Deep inside the Pentagon, in the National Military Command Center, the heartbeat of our entire military, every room filled with thick, choking black smoke. The computers were about to go down. At the exact moment we were most vulnerable, engineers fought for every server with their bare hands. Outside, hundreds evacuated through dark, smoke-filled corridors. One of them was Army Colonel Marilyn Wills. The explosion threw her across a conference room. She crawled through smoke and heat. Her clothes were melting onto her skin. She made it to a window. People on the ground formed a human chain to pull her out. She got out and went back in to bring others out. Wills was later awarded the Purple Heart and the Soldier's Medal for Heroism. 184 people lost their lives that day. Our people. But America did not fall, because quietly and without fanfare, deep in the mountains of Pennsylvania, a bunker was activated. Raven Rock, Site R, the underground Pentagon. Built for exactly this day. Top military officials were evacuated by helicopter. Command was transferred, and America responded. Because people like Marilyn Wills never stopped fighting. Even when everything was burning. This building runs on your money. More than $800 billion a year. More than the next several nations combined. That number isn't abstract. It moves through these hallways, through contracts, through research labs, through weapons systems, through payroll. And for decades, one truth has remained constant. The Pentagon doesn't just prepare for war, it prepares for uncertainty, for threats nobody has named yet, for technologies that don't exist yet, for conflicts that haven't begun. That requires scale, it requires secrecy, it requires speed. It requires decisions made inside rooms the public will never see. Every administration promises reform. Every decade brings restructuring. New oversight, new audits, new cost controls. And yet the building keeps expanding. Digitally, operationally, globally. Because modern defense isn't just boots on the ground anymore. It's satellites, cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, supply chains, space. The Pentagon today faces pressures no bomb could ever create. Not from outside, from complexity. The question is no longer whether this building can survive an attack. It already has. The question is, how does a system this powerful stay accountable to the people who fund it? Because this building belongs to you. It was built in 16 months. It planned for nuclear war. It survived a direct strike. And today, it carries responsibilities no generation before us ever imagined. The Pentagon will evolve again. It always does. The only question is, who decides what it becomes next?